Conyers right now getting hit very hard. This severe thunderstorm warning is until 12:30 this afternoon. It includes Henry, Newton, Rockdale, and Walton counties. You can very clearly pick out the squall line in the darker shade of red there, and it extends down to the south. Another a severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for Lamar, Meriwether, Pike, and Upson counties. That will likely be extended off to the east. So anyone who's traveling down 75 southeast of Atlanta is running into these storms. Now, there's not a lot of lightning with these cells, but there is some very strong wind, and you can see it picked up here by the pinpoint radar. We have been tracking these cells as they've moved at about 60 miles per hour off to the east out of the eastern part of Alabama and through most of Georgia. And when you're looking at the wind potential, what we've seen from the radar is in the 50 to 70 mile per hour range, and some of the damage certainly supports that we have been seeing throughout, again, the southern metro and points south. So if you live in Rutledge by about 12:15 this afternoon, that squall line will be moving through with those strong winds. They don't last for very long, but they are strong enough to do some damage, and there are some of the damage reports that are showing up off to our west as this line moves on through. Once that pushes through, we may see the tornado watch dropped. That'll happen in the next hour or so. We have a second round of showers coming our way later on today. Nothing severe expected with that, but the winds are going to pick back up again this evening. We'll have some gusts up over 30 miles per hour. We want to check in now with Rodney Harris, who's been keeping an eye on some of the damage that we're seeing throughout the area. Rodney.
Yeah, Fred, you mentioned the strong winds that we have seen in these storms. This is evidence behind me. This just into the Pinpoint Weather Center. This is a picture of a tree that's clearly down on power lines. This is near the Newnan Country Club on Highway 29, and this was sent to us by our engineer, Hank Beamer. Again, that's Highway 29 near the Newnan Country Club in Coweta County. Clearly, you won't be able to take this particular stretch of Highway 29 in Coweta County in Newnan, so just a heads up there. I want to also go to the Coolray Road Tracker this afternoon. We have our photographer, Gino Collins, who is providing live pictures. So you can see a little rain on the windshield. Gino is reporting that the rain has mostly ended. He's headed to the scene where that tree is down, so we'll get you some live pictures of that as well out of Coweta County, but definitely a county that was hard hit here by these storms as they move through. Finally, I want to quickly take you to DeKalb County this afternoon. This is 285 northbound at Covington Highway, where you can see your traffic is actually improving here a little bit. We had a crash about 5 minutes ago that had traffic a little bit slow, but that has improved. We're going to keep you up to date on the damage, get back to the Coolray Road Tracker, and have more weather and traffic to come for you, Gavir, a little bit later.
Yeah, Rodney, those pictures really tell the story. Thanks so much. We have breaking news right now. Here are the latest numbers from the Georgia Department of Public Health as the coronavirus continues to spread. Right now, we have more than 3,800 confirmed cases in Georgia, and 108 people have died. Fulton County continues to be the hardest hit county with 547 cases and 17 deaths. A local infectious disease expert says models project that deaths in Georgia could peak around April 23rd. And also breaking at noon today, Atlanta Mayor Bottoms has issued an order to give hazard pay to critical city workers amid COVID-19. $500 a month will go to nearly 5,400 people right there on the front lines, and that includes those in transportation, aviation, as well as parks and recreation. The mayor says these workers are putting their lives on the line, and this is one way to show that the city is grateful for their service. One Metro Atlanta County is cracking down hard on people who are not helping that stay-at-home order. The Gwinnett County Solicitor General says he's not going to stand for anybody putting the public at risk in his county. The Solicitor General, Brian Whiteside, says that groups are violating the county's mandatory stay-at-home order at parks and restaurants, and there was a notice, he said, sent out to every police department in the county to enforce the order and prosecute violators.
We would actually ask for the maximum sentence, either a $1,000 fine or 60 days in jail.
Now, it's really important to remember, even if you're picking up takeout from a restaurant like the one that you see right here, or the grocery store, you still need to do your part to stay a safe distance away from one another and stay in compliance with that order. And the Georgia Department of Natural Resources is stepping up efforts to enforce social distancing at state parks, trails, lakes, and other recreational areas. Gatherings of more than 10 people are banned unless there's at least 6 feet between each person. DNR officials say that they're monitoring areas where people tend to congregate. Right now, there are no fines for violators, but that is a possibility, we're told, moving forward.
That is a possibility, and that would probably be under reckless conduct. But honestly, I don't think we have to go there. I think most folks want to do the right thing.
To report a large party or other violations, call the DNR's statewide dispatch number, and that number is on your screen right now. And you know, a lot of us are staying home or cooking meals at home. A lot of grocery stores are having trouble keeping items in stock. CBS 46's Rebecca Schramm reports one county is trying to make sure your next shopping trip maybe is a little less stressful.
It's aggravating when you make your grocery list and you get to the store and realize they're out of many of the items you need. Well, Cobb County has come up with a new tool to keep you from having to go from store to store. Seems day after day during this coronavirus pandemic, grocery stores get restocked only to quickly run out of certain staple items. The Cobb County government has come up with a way to let you help your neighbors and your neighbors help you. Here's how the web page works. You scroll down and you can take a survey about your shopping experience at a Cobb County store. You can also look at the survey stats to see how others are rating various stores. You can even find out how stores are doing stocking specific items like toilet paper, bread, meats, and veggies, and you can see how a store is doing when it comes to crowds and sanitation practices.
We don't want you to have to drive all around because the whole purpose of everything we're doing is to try to keep people at home.
Cobb County Commissioner Bob Ott helped come up with the tool.
And I mean, you just have to caution people that, you know, it is a snapshot in time. So they might have had toilet paper when you walked in there, but then if somebody comes over, they may not.
He says they also created a similar app for restaurants.
That people can say, you know, hey, this restaurant's open and they have takeout and, you know, don't have a limited menu, they have their full menu. And so we actually went live with that last night.
Keep in mind, right now, these are only for Cobb County stores and restaurants, although other counties may be doing something similar soon. We've got the links in a story I've posted on our CBS 46 app. Rebecca Schramm, CBS 46 News.
And we're going to stay in Cobb County now. The plant blamed for emitting cancer-causing gas into the air for decades has sued Cobb County to be able to reopen fully. Sterigenics announced that lawsuit yesterday, even though the county just granted the plant permission to open. The county agreed to the request of the federal government, allowing Sterigenics to temporarily sterilize medical equipment needed for the coronavirus response. Some say that multi-billion-dollar corporation had the intention of using the coronavirus crisis as a door to resume full operations all along. Georgia State Representative Eric Allen, who's been on this from the beginning, had this to say in response to the lawsuit. Quote, I believe, and it's now proven, that Sterigenics' main goal all along has been to seize on the fear around the pandemic to force the county into allowing them to operate. Cobb County at this point does not plan on backing down, and we'll stay on top of this story for you. At 12:08, let's take a look at